Heavy is the head that has to manage all of this.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel.
We're now incentivized to buy what we already buy.
Fumbling through college had me building.
I also got some done on the other side.
And that was right around, I would say, May, maybe, right before renewing the lease for this property. Welcome to the channel, Martha.
Thank you for having me here.
Oh, I was going to say, I am getting up there and age, I'll tell you what.
Bills paid by other people, life was never this good. I had to step back, knowing that it's...
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about Walmart. Walmart is an interesting company because I've had Walmart in my portfolio for almost 10 years now. Walmart is a company that I just don't see myself selling because of their CEO and because of their transparency. I have applauded Walmart for their transparency for years and years and years. And here is just another, example of that with the tariffs. Walmart has stated that they want to keep prices low, right? There's plenty of other companies or places that you can shop from. Obviously, Kroger's, BJ's, Target, Walgreens, right? There's a lot of companies that sell food items, Amazon Fresh, Aldi, all these other places, Costco. Obviously, Sam's Club is affiliated with Walmart. And so when you think about all the alternative options, right, for fresh food, for good food, for frozen food, for cheaper or higher quality food, Walmart has always been the bargain place for most people to go ahead and get some items. Or if you're done shopping for big, bulky items, you can still go to Walmart and get the one or two little things that you might have needed, but you don't want a whole bunch of produce that is going to go bad. So you just get the little things that you need and you're out the door, right? So Walmart has been a one-stop shop sometimes, or a convenience for those who just need a few things to add to their grocery list, right? And so when I look at Walmart and you see clothes, bikes, food, all these other things, right? They're talking about strollers, baby strollers, going up in cost because of 30%, 40% tariffs. And Walmart is being transparent and letting you know, hey, the cost of these items may go up or will go up. And they try to kind of brace for impact by overstocking on certain items, especially those that were not produce and that weren't going to essentially just, get worse over time, right? So like a stroller is obviously not going to expire. And so you can keep that in the back. And over time, you just have the ability to, take something out of the storage and then utilize that later. And so the reason why I love Walmart, and then today I'm looking at, stock prices, and I see that it's up another 0.47% on the day, right? Compared to, let's just say, another chain. I want to be fair and actually use a different company. Let's see another company that may sell food products, like I don't know, McDonald's up 1.82%, Coca-Cola up 1.31%. And so it's definitely a good day in the market for a lot of these companies that do sell foods, but these are obviously not grocery chains. Pepsi up 2.44%. We have the S&P Global at 0.24%. And then let's see. I'll just look for one more, guys and gals. We'll look for one more here. Pretty sure I passed one because you're not going to know every single company in the world, right? And then Starbucks, shockingly, I've sold Starbucks a long time ago, and I'm super glad I did. But they're actually up 3.59% on the day. That's a decent size return for one day, right? 3.59%. Now, obviously, there's a lot of losers on the day, and this is kind of irrelevant because one day does not determine a stock unless it's a massive, massive drop or a massive, massive increase. But yeah, I wouldn't base too much into that. Like JP Morgan Chase only up 0.17%. That's not much on the day, right? But the reason why I love Walmart and I love to talk about Walmart is that transparency. They kind of brace you for impact. They let you know, hey, things are going to be a little bit shaky from what it once used to be. They're going to be a little different. It's going to look different, right? And so when you talk about a company that's that transparent and letting you know, hey, we want to appeal to our core audience, which is the everyday American, which is the everyday buyer who may not have it in their ability to over budget. So Walmart, instead of saying, you know what, the price of eggs is going up exponentially, and so we're going to just increase the eggs by 30%. Instead, they said we're going to increase everything by a certain percentage in order to mitigate the cost of the goods that we're servicing to our consumers. Now, personally, although I love Walmart, I do not agree with that. I do not agree with that, right? Let the markets dictate what it is that we actually want. And so what do I mean by that is if, I don't know, steaks all of a sudden cost more because of tariffs, then let the steaks go up in prices and people will most likely just stop buying it, right? And that's going to hurt the other countries that are importing it and wanting to sell it, and they'll be the ones asking for a tariff reduction and asking for things to be costing less. Now, if it is something in our benefit, right, in terms of like vegetables or healthy produce that is already somewhat expensive and already a very, very high perishable item, then those are the things that I would like Walmart to kind of look into and try to mitigate increases on if they can. And if that means eating some of the costs for your own people, obviously as a shareholder, I want Walmart to be profitable. But if that means mitigating the cost so that we have a healthy America, I'm absolutely for that. And in fact, I think that that would actually bolster Walmart in certain ways. Now, I'm not one of those people who believe that a company should only look to provide, you know, the donations, as you will, to the world, like cost mitigation on certain products in order to, you know, seem more family friendly or brand friendly. But in certain cases, that impacts America greatly. Like the health of America today is already bad. And so if Walmart could support us in that way, that would be nice, but it's not necessarily going to increase their profitability, right? And so when we look at that, that's a nice gesture. It's not necessarily something that they have to do. But if I were a board member at Walmart, I would look at all of the places that we give donations to, and I would see how can we impact our own consumer base and show them that we actually care about their health and well-being instead of maybe donating to this branch or that branch or that branch. And so, you know, there's always an opportunity for growth. There's always an opportunity for profitability, even in hard times. And if you would consider this a hard time in the market, because Walmart, Amazon, all these companies that deal with massive amounts of items and inventory are definitely going to be affected a lot more than people who are dealing with certain brands or one brand or two brands, especially if that's not affected by tariffs. Then Walmart has to be a lot more conscious of where they're getting products from. People are already switching regions on where they're getting products from, whether it's Taiwan, India, China, right? They're switching regions to see where they can get the best product at this point, at the best price point. And so when you're a big company like that, you have that ability to kind of navigate from here to here to here to here, as long as it makes financial sense and it keeps costs low for the everyday consumer and everyday American. So if America doesn't feel the cost of tariffs, then it's definitely a big win for the U.S. in general, right? So I'm super, super grateful. That's just my rant on Walmart once again. Always a super strong company in my portfolio, pays a good dividend, and has continued to grow substantially. But like I said, I'm not your advisor. I'm just an average guy on YouTube who is not telling you to buy a certain stock, but is saying that I absolutely adore this company as it is currently. And that doesn't mean that things can't change. It doesn't mean the CEO can't change. It doesn't mean that they may pivot into a different direction to where they're no longer transparent. But at this point in time, I'm absolutely on board and I'm absolutely loving it. Which brings me to McDonald's because I have that stock too. But if you like this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. You know I post on YouTube, Rumble, and Spotify for podcasters, and I can't wait to see you again soon. Peace.